I never wear shirts like that. I feel like that's stepping out.
I think you should get into this.
I feel like that's stepping out of my comfort zone.
I think you should. I think you go down to Jamaica, you just
get like, I need in order to find a shirt like that.
I'm gonna send you a bunch of spots. It's gonna be too much.
If I had one, I would know how to wear it.
Back to the Young Man and the Three, as always presented by 342 Productions, our friends at Wondery Media, and this week, our friends at NBA 2K. This is your co-host, Tommy Alter. Today, we have a very special episode with two of the brightest young stars in the league, Ausar and Amen Thompson from the Detroit Pistons and the Houston Rockets. I flew to Andalusia, Spain, to the NBA Players Association Sanctuary retreat a couple weeks ago to meet up with these guys. We taped the episode. We hung out for a couple days. We have a few more eps coming from this retreat. It was a really, really amazing place. We get into it in the ep later on. We have a few more eps coming over the next couple of weeks, but we wanted to start with this one. We get into their backgrounds, their crazy training regimen, their first couple years in the league, so much more. These guys are awesome, amazing players, amazing people. This is their first podcast, but hopefully they'll be back. Without further ado, here's Ausar and Amen Thompson. We're at the NBPA Sanctuary in Andalusia, Spain. Look at this beautiful backdrop.
It's beautiful.
This is one of the coolest gyms I have ever been in.
Yeah, for sure.
It was crazy.
What made you guys want to come here this week?
I wanted to come. So we got invited 3 years ago, but I got COVID, so I couldn't make it. So I've always wanted to come back out here, and I seen what they were doing, the gym, the excursions and stuff they were doing and like the community they were building. I was like, I feel like this is a place I want to be at. So that's really what made me want to come.
Yeah, I would say, the same thing. Like, we were trying to go and, he got COVID and I was in the room with him. We were supposed to leave the next day. Fun story, but we just never got to go. So I saw the gym and I saw how many people came and supported it. So we just wanted to,
So we're gonna get into a lot of your guys' background stuff in a minute, but even just us talking just now, you guys, you like to travel, you like to explore. Now that you're kind of getting into the groove of what the NBA takes out of you in season, and then what you sort of have to do over the summer to get yourself ready for it. We're talking about like lock-in time. Like, what does the summer look like in terms of bracketing out? All right, I want to travel, I want to try stuff, I want to explore things, versus like, all right, I'm 6 weeks out, whatever it is, I'm 4 weeks out, like it's time to kind of shut it down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it's hard to, get out and do stuff like this all the time because, I like to work. I'm pretty sure it's the same for him. So it's just kind of, I always want to work, but at the same time, I don't want to burn out. So like stuff like this coming out here, even though this is a gym, like look at the gym, it kind of feels like relaxing, so. And then there's a beach, so getting opportunities like this to come out here and just like relax so I don't burn out when it comes season time, it's important.
Are you guys feeling used to the grind at this point? Do you feel like this is now, and we're gonna get to the OT stuff like that, but do you feel like the toll that the league takes on your body is something that you're starting to kind of pace yourself better with?
Yeah, I would say definitely, because when you get towards the end of the season, you start to feel just little things. But I still actually haven't even played 82 games yet. That's my goal. I was trying to be the new Iron Man, but but I never got there. So but I've played 60 some games straight, multiple times, multiple years. So you just have to take care of your body. But it's definitely, you get used to it for sure. You learn how to do things. Like you learn you can't be in the gym for 3 hours anymore. It's too many games.
Yeah. How about like, even on long road trips and things like that, in terms of, obviously you're watching what you eat, you're watching what you put in your body, but have you figured out little tricks that you've sort of learned over the last couple of years that have, sort of subconsciously become part of your routine?
I'd say one of the tricks I learned is like, after a game, it's hard for me to eat. but I just force myself to eat after a game because it always makes my next day way better. And definitely hydrating. I feel like hydrating at night makes it like where you come into the day better. And I could still get better at that, but that's like one of the tricks I figured out.
Is it hard because of adrenaline or like what's the...
Yeah, like my stomach is still like my stomach will get sensitive. Like it's just I just don't like eating after. I don't like eating right before games. I don't like eating right after games.
Do you have I'm always interested in like routine and especially game day routine because there's some people like with great players, some guys have like the most defined, like JJ was like this. It'd be like down to the minute. It'd be like if his routine gets messed up by like 1 minute, it would throw him off and he would get pissed off the whole day and everything like that. But then other people, like, as long as, they eat the same thing and they're kind of like, don't have a lot of distractions, like they can kind of roll up and they'll be all right. Do you guys have like a super defined routine or is it a little?
My routine, it's similar things, but it's not like super defined. Like it's not by like the minute. So it's like wake up, do all the activation, work out, probably listen to go to sleep with some like meditation thing, and work out. Then after I work out, I get back home, sleep, and I tell nobody. Like I turn my phone off, and I tell people like don't call me, and I just get ready for the game. That's really it. Like if you call me, I just start turning my phone. Actually, no, I don't turn my phone because I have to have the alarm on. But if you call me, I'm like. I get very mad.
You're like, I'm blocking you.
Yeah. No joke. This dude will actually get mad at you for calling.
Yeah.
I've called him before.
So what's the time period where what's your period where you're like,
the game's at like 7. I got to be at the gym at like 3:50, like 4. So I probably sleep from like 1 to like 3, 1 to like 2:50. And so if you call me in that period, I'm gonna be so mad.
No, he'll be like, bro. Did not tell you I was going to sleep.
So if it's game day, and he's calling you, are you like he's messing with me, or it's like this is the thing where it's like I got to answer this because it might be something important?
So the thing is, he plays so many games. He doesn't like. Sometimes we don't always know like when each other like play. We will find out like right before the game, and. Before his games, I always send him a text, and he always sends me a text. So sometimes we'll find out, like we'll just turn on the TV, and the other guy will be playing, and then he'll send me the text, and I'll be like, "Yeah, it's too late. You already lost."
What was it like for the first we'll get into draft night and everything later, but the first couple of weeks of actually being on different teams, like in terms of because it's so hard to follow. Like we were saying, like, you're on the road, you got your schedule. It's like it's hard enough to deal with everything in your own life, much less. Following the Pistons schedule, or following but in terms of just watching each other's games, was it weird at first?
It was definitely it wasn't as weird as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still weird because we just went from playing with each other, doing all the pre-draft with each other. Longest I'd been without seeing him was 2 days. So from going from that to even summer league where we had maybe a week to prepare is weird, but we called each other all the time, so. It's not that weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess Vegas was a good precursor to what this was going to be in terms of it's a.
Then we played each other second. I was hurt, but our teams played each other second game. No joke. This is the funniest thing. No joke. He he scored, and I got up and I started clapping. I was next to Miles Powell, and I was like, oh shoot, because I was clapping for him. I wasn't playing, but I was clapping for him, and he was like, I knew you were going to do that.
Is there a video of this?
I don't think there's video, but it was so funny.
Just subconscious. I want to go back to Oakland.
Yeah.
So you were born in Oakland, in the city. Mm-hmm. And then when were you in San Leandro?
So born in Oakland. Did we ever, when I was a baby, obviously, we lived with our grandparents and then moved to Jamaica for 8 months, then came back. I don't know when. I always remember the San Leandro house. So I lived in the San Leandro house from the time I can remember to the time I left when I was 14.
Yep.
So in Oakland, if you live down there, kind of Oakland and San Leandro, they're right next to each other. So we're always in Oakland, we're always in San Leandro, we're always at this gym, Bancroft, go to the Boys and Girls Club in Oakland. My grandparents live in Oakland, so yeah.
I mean, the Bay is such a distinct culture. such a distinct sort of footprint. There's been so many, amazing sort of success stories, I feel like, in every field from there. Do you feel like even at a young age that was like imprinted onto you?
I feel like from a young age, I paid attention to a lot of the people who came out of Oakland. So Dame was one of my favorite players just because he came out. You know? If I found out you're from Oakland and you're in the league or you're doing anything successful, you're probably my favorite person in whatever field you are. Like when I found out Bill Russell was basically from Oakland, he went to Mac, it was like, okay, well, I love Bill Russell. I don't even know how he plays for us. I love Bill Russell.
Were you guys Warriors fans?
No.
So what was that? So what was the?
I was a LeBron fan. I'm not gonna lie. So I didn't dislike the Warriors until I actually liked the Warriors until they had to start playing LeBron, and then I'm like, okay, now I hate the Warriors.
You're like off it. So this is actually, I'm very curious about this because there's been, this is the good and bad of the NBA is people follow individuals. And so this will probably happen to you guys. Maybe it already has in terms of people will be fans of yours and hopefully you're on your teams for a long time. But if you go somewhere else, they're coming with you. Now that you've sort of lived both sides of it, do you have a different perspective? Do you think that fans should be fans of teams or how should that break down?
I, as a player, am biased that maybe fans should be. If you like a player, I'm okay with you following them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm probably your typical bandwagon when you think about it. But actually, no, I don't follow the best teams. I just follow a player. So, when I was a kid, I followed a player. I think that's kind of cooler. Having your own team, that's watching your team go from trash to good. That gotta be a crazy feeling.
In every other sport besides basketball growing up, I had my team though. Because basketball, I think I cared about it more. So it's I saw a player, I liked him, so I'm like, all right, this is my player. But I was a Raiders fan my whole life. I'm not an A's fan anymore because everybody keeps leaving. But now I'm a Giants fan. But I was a Raiders and an A's fan my whole life.
Did you go to those? Were you in that crazy Raiders fan section?
No,
not at all.
I was at the arena. I'm at the whatever it was called.
The field.
It was Coliseum.
It's a great fan. All the Bay fan. The old games at Oracle were crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously the Raider games were crazy. It sucks what happened with the A's, but it's a super dedicated. There's a real passion behind that group. I feel like. Mm-hmm. What were your favorite Bron moments?
Oh, the block.
Game 7. I'm not gonna lie. That was my favorite game ever. We were watching it in the apartment in San Leandro, right? We're not trying to be crazy loud because everybody's a Warriors fan. You know what I mean? Even my mom and my brother, they were going for the Warriors. Me, Asar, and my dad were going for the Cavs. So we weren't trying to be loud because they were damn, they're gonna get us if we're too loud.
When you get to the league and you've had this, sort of whatever you want to call it, fandom, parasocial relationship with him, you've been following him. Was that weird at first? Or just you're kind of, at that point, you're like, this is
Once I got to the league, it was more like, all right, now I'm just playing against them.
Yeah.
It was never weird. I don't think I ever went into a game against anybody and was like, I'm playing blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like I could think like that. Which is weird because I thought it would be like that, I'm playing so-and-so, but then it's just you're playing them. It's weird to explain.
I'd say the only weird thing is seeing what he could still do. I didn't think I was gonna be playing against him. You know what I mean? Seeing what he could still do, how athletic he still is, how good he still is. That's the weird part. But playing him you come to the league and you want to compete with the best, so you don't really think about it. This is what you asked for, and it's just crazy that he's still here playing. But
40 years old, all NBA.
Still doing left-hand windmills off the opposite foot on people. But he didn't even do that when he was 20.
Yeah,
so.
It doesn't. It's not really. Tom Brady was like that too. You're just at a certain point, you're I don't know what year you have to get to when this is going to stop.
Yeah.
But you're not betting against it.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I think it stops when he wants to stop.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I feel in the new age, I feel that's happening with a lot of people. How old are Steph and KD now?
Yeah.
They're getting up there. I don't see signs of I don't know.
Yeah, it's different. So when you guys were younger, you were 6, 7, You weren't allowed to play football?
Nah, we played flag football and we were really good at that. You know, I would say probably the greatest elementary flag football players ever.
I agree with we had to be the greatest flag football players ever.
So your mom didn't want you, like, what was the reason you couldn't, she didn't want you to get hit?
Yeah, our mom didn't want us to play football.
Were you pissed? Like, did you want to play?
No, because I feel like I liked basketball. I liked basketball and football like this, but then I think we were just destined to play basketball. I don't think even if our mom would have let us play football, we would have ended up picking football over basketball.
Like, football was my favorite sport, but by the time she switched it, like, she didn't want us to play anymore, I was kind of on that wave too. Like, I love football, but I felt like basketball was a sport for me.
It's funny, we always have that conversation about like which NBA guys would be the best football players and vice versa. And I feel like you guys have both cemented yourself in that conversation of like there's probably 4 different positions you honestly could play now. You could just like have not even just everything you put your body to get to this point. It's like if you decided tomorrow you're like, oh, I'm gonna go play for the 49ers, like it probably would work out.
You think? One thing I don't think, people always say this, they do the basketball, would be harder transitioning from basketball to football or football to basketball. I think it'd be impossible for either, honestly. Like, I don't think there's anybody in the NBA that could go play in the NFL right now.
Whoa. Ish Wainwright, didn't he literally?
Him.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it's always the tight ends. They always like Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham. But the thing is, like, you gotta be big. Like, you gotta I think the biggest challenge that, like, anybody would have, and like, say tomorrow you wake up one day, you're like, I want to give it all up. I'm gonna go play for the Texans. Like, you gotta get used to getting hit. Yeah. And that's just a different thing than, and that I feel like those guys are like Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham. It's just like a big dude. Like, he's
Julius
just like
Peppers.
Julius Peppers. Like, there's like there's a physical sort of weight to what it takes that probably would make it. The guy I always thought would be really good, Ant obviously, but like I think Drew Holiday has like a build for it.
He is strong.
You know what I think would be really good at football? Cam Whitmore. He looks like a football player right now.
Yeah, but that's like he has the size for it.
Yeah, he has the size. He's just athletic, speed.
Quick timeout. Have you all seen NBA 2K26 this year? It's crazy. The gameplay has got this brand new motion engine. Everything feels smoother, tighter, catch and shoot is butter, and rhythm shooting, locked in. I jumped into my team the other night, and listen, I've got Paige Beckers pulling up from way deep, Shaq bodying dudes like it's 0-1, and Magic Johnson running point, talking wild mid-game, no-look dimes, that signature smile, just showtime. Plus, the W is finally in my team, which is long overdue. And if you're into my career, they revamped the whole story. It's cleaner, more focused. The city's trimmed down, so you're on the court quicker. No fluff, just hoops. I've played a lot of 2K this summer, Richie. Gotten smoked a lot of the time. Turns out NBA guys are really good at 2K, better than me. Maybe that makes sense. I was a little surprised. We will get into some more of those specific stories when the guys come on the show in the next couple months. 2K26 officially drops September 5th, but let's be real. Early access started August 29th, so the real ones, they're already out there getting buckets. Don't get left behind. Lock in that pre-order. Ball over everything.
Here we go.
Tonight we gon' ball out. You can catch me high siding until I fall out. This is our time, our moment, our game, our championship. Let these goons out the house. Who out there talking all that mouth? Who that came to see me? Who rapping like me? Don't make me get up out my seat. Don't make me come up off of this beat.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. Game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football, it's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. Richie, I was playing around with the lines and the parlays and everything this weekend for the NFL. So hyped that it's back. I was looking at Friday night. KC and the Chargers are down in Brazil. KC's -3 right now. Money line's -170. I think KC's going way over. Could not be any more bullish on them rebounding from that crazy Super Bowl experience. I think that they're going to start this year off with a bang. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code YOUNGMAN. That's code YOUNGMAN to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum -500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Were you guys doing, like when you were growing up, were you doing specific, I read this article about like some of the, drills and stuff that you were doing, but were there things in particular that you feel like stood out that kind of like, you stuck with you as you kept growing?
I don't know if you know, we had like this dream board thing. So
yeah,
it
that was
had all the things we did to the goals to make the NBA and a lot of other goals as well. But a lot of this stuff we like dribbling 2 miles left hand, we stopped doing. Like we did that for a long time, but we stopped doing. But the main things, I honestly can't even remember everything on that board. But I feel like to this day, like if I can't find a gym or even just random times, start doing push-ups. If they got a pull-up bar, do some pull-ups. That was on it. And if you're talking about in the basketball sense, a lot of ball handling, a lot of like mic and drills. And I don't know if it had shooting on there, so I would say shooting, but I can't remember.
One thing that stuck out to me, remember we used to do defensive slides around the Castlemont track?
Yeah.
So our dad was super he coached us to like 8th grade. He was super stressed defense, and we would do defensive slides around the track. And everybody would be dying.
So full track.
Yeah, full track.
Full track.
Multiple times too. And everybody would be dying.
And this is in the heat. This is all time.
This is Northern Cali, so it's not the heat.
It's probably like 65
It's
degrees.
actually it's pretty nice outside, but it's the task we're doing that's not nice.
Yeah, if I had to do it in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
But
no
I feel
way.
I feel like the board, even though like the stuff we did changed a lot throughout of it, I feel like us writing that stuff down set up how we work now. Like we work hard. We every day I feel like we attack the day trying to get his favorite thing 1% better. And I feel like writing that down and like all those little things from like being 9 years old really like played a part into
So what was just for people who haven't, there was a great ESPN article that kind of spells some of this out. What was the genesis of the board overall? Like was it your dad's idea? Was it your guys' idea? Like how did it come to be?
I think it was our dad's because he's like big in manifestation. So he wanted us to manifest everything. Like another fun thing, do we have a picture of this? So we wanted to be tall. Our parents, my mom's like 5'6", my dad's like 5'11". So we wrote like 6'9" all over the bed because that's how tall we wanted to be. And looking back, it looks kind of weird. We
gotta find this photo.
No apostrophe, nothing.
No, but
just 69.
It's all over the bed. There has to be a photo because we just.
But why 69 and not 68 or 6?
Because LeBron was like 6'9".
We thought LeBron was 6'9".
Did you know?
No, but we had no
like
clue.
9. But it was on the bed and literally until this year.
Yeah,
Because the bed's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's funny.
So if anybody like finds pieces of like wood that just has 69 all over it.
Just 69
Yeah.
collector's item.
Yeah, it should be a collector's item. I wish I got a piece. I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
so you go to Florida when you're 14?
Yeah.
And what was the backstory about why you decided to do that?
Our dad is from Florida.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were 7, we went to Florida. He was like, y'all gonna go to this school, blah, blah, blah. So he wrote an email to the coach, talking about us, trying to get us into school. And then we ended up getting into the school. And it was like a really good school, probably one of the best schools in Florida. Not really known for basketball though, but we went there and then, ended up winning state championships. So.
It just kept going. So this is interesting. I'm sure this has been a lifelong. I'm about to ask. It's been a lifelong journey. Your guys, you're obviously competitive, and you're incredibly gifted. Are you guys kind of like fighting with each other? Like, what's your vibe as you're kind of both kind of dominating your field in terms of the growth as kids? Because like as kids, it's like everyone is like this. It's like you fight with your siblings, you fight with your friends, but you're doing this and you're more competitive than most.
We used to compete against each other like a lot, and it used to result in like fights and stuff, mainly from this guy. Nice. But
True.
He can't.
False. Nah, it's true.
You couldn't take a loss back in the day. Now it's so eventually our dad made us where we couldn't even play against each other. He was like, y'all just go and work out. Y'all can't play against each other anymore, because it used to always end up in a fight.
Yeah.
But I'm happy now because now that he is grown up, look at him, all grown and stuff.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to fight anymore, so it's cool.
Not a big fighter anymore, so just no, we used to fight all the time. I'm not gonna lie, he used to beat me all the time. And it wasn't, I wouldn't care about losing, but like, I'm trying to go home at the same time, and I'm not going home without winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could tell when he would take it easy, because he'd been killing me all day, so when he started
Don't say it like I was just winning.
You weren't winning like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he wasn't killing. We had good games, and he would just always win.
So was this everything? Was this like, take basketball out of it, take other sports out of it? Was this cards? Was like
NBA 2K, man.
Oh, my God.
I would sometimes we would cry if we lost back then. Like
2K.
Everyone who's in your position, everyone who's here, everyone who's in the NBA is an amazing competitor. You don't get to this point. You don't, play Division I college. You don't dominate OTE. You don't get to the NBA. But your guys, it feels like your level of competition, I'm not going to say it's like, higher than everybody's, but is extremely high for where you are sort of in the league. And I'm wondering if that is just like subconsciously you guys just pushing each other and just being like, it's like usually it's like, okay, you're on a good team. Your team pushes you or your opponent pushes you, but you all had it every single day. So you're going up and he's like in your ear all the time and vice versa. And you basically are just being like, and it's the greatest driver on earth basically to have that kind of, constant thing that's basically living with you.
I feel like especially now rather than earlier, I feel like it was genuinely, like it was less like we didn't know as much. It was less, it was more just strictly like I wanted to win and he wanted to win. And I feel like as we grew older, like it became, I'm gonna guard you like this so you get better in that aspect. And I'm gonna guard you like this, so I'm gonna back up, dude's not gonna guard you in the game. Stuff like that, or something he's learned, something I've learned, and just bring it like to each other and like form of a one-on-one. And then somebody will ask, hey, what was that you did when I tried to post you up? Somebody taught me, So I feel like as we got older, it became more for the other person to get better. And as we were younger, I'm not gonna say it was to be better than the other person, because I never thought of that, but I definitely wanted to beat the other person. Yeah. I didn't want to lose to the other person.
What do you remember most about the overtime experience?
So I was like 50. I was like 50-50 on the decision. He was like 100-0 that he didn't want to go.
That's bad odds for them.
Yeah, so I was like 50-50. He was like 100-0. And we talked about it for like a week. I might have been 60, didn't want to go, 40 want to go. But then like our granddad, who was like the biggest advocate of going to college and doing all 4 years no matter what, was like, I think you guys should go do this. We were like, oh, I mean, if he's saying it, like, and this guy is so anti one and done and all that, because we used to always tell him like we're gonna be one and done. He's like, you gotta get your college education, which I mean, it's not necessarily wrong, but like, there's other ways to do it as well. So once he said that, we're like, all right, yeah, this might be the decision.
I mean, when I went to go call my granddad, I was like, because my whole family wanted me to go, and like, I know he's gonna say, nah, go to college. So when he says the opposite, I'm like, dang, I really got no choice. But when I actually got to OTE, and like when I signed and got there, like the facility they had, the resources, the people they had, it was different than anything I had experienced. Like first year we got to be in the gym 24/7. We had groups of dudes playing one-on-ones at like 11 p.m. to like everybody, the group walking back home at like 1, 2 a.m. And I feel like everybody, like the gym became a home. And then the thing that really stuck out for Moti is me is like the people I met along the way, like the friends, even the people I talk to still now, So yeah, a lot of those players, those are some of my best friends right now. So
I feel like a takeaway both from the track slides, the shutting your phone off, 9 hours on either side of the game, and then even this is basically like you guys were trained from such a young age to really lock in, to really be like, this is, to get to where you are now, it's not just athleticism, it's not just skill, it's not just, wanting, it's wanting it at a different level. And it feels like, what this did to you is it basically gave you a haven to go do that, where like everybody there is supporting this particular goal rather than having all of these other things around you.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. I never thought about that. Like the fact that we always had this like work and desire like to make it to the league, and then you're around people who want that same thing for you. I mean, you got to prove yourself to be the top guy, obviously. And then obviously people are going to jump on, you know how it is, but that people want that same thing for you and they're going to put you in a situation where you can get to that. Like, I feel like that's what really made it skyrocket.
What was draft night like?
Well, what was it like for you? I feel like I always say what it's like for me. For me, draft night, I knew where he was going, and they called him like 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. So I knew where he was. I knew he was going way before that too. But for me, I didn't really know where I was going, and I didn't get a call. So, but at the draft, they come around with the cameras. So that's when you really know you got picked. So a bunch of cameras came to my table and I got picked. I was like, dang, we really went back to back. That's crazy. But I think.
So you didn't have a sense before the draft in terms
of
workouts?
I had a clue. I was like 80, 75%.
You knew it was going to end pretty well. It's like it was going to be in that range.
I knew the range it was going to be in.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was going to be number 5, It should have been 4. But
get out of here, bro.
Then you knew?
Huh?
You knew?
I did. I knew for a minute where I was gonna go. Basically, like right after lottery, I had a feeling. I was either gonna go higher or number 4. So
we were talking about this before. You guys come to the league. Obviously, it's like you're coming to teams in fairly difficult situations. That's why they have the ability to get you. How are you kind of mentally approaching once you get past summer league and you start looking towards the season? Just getting yourself ready for like the league overall. Like, were there things you remember about those first couple months that you feel like were just important for your growth?
After summer league, I twisted my ankle, so I was out. So I missed a lot of like time to train, and then really the physicality. You're playing against grown men now, and I felt like I was a good size, but like knowing how to use that physicality, like people smarter than me could bump me. I feel like the defense translated very quickly. And just learning how to win in the NBA, I feel like that was a part I really wanted to get better at. I've always known myself to be a winner, but in the NBA it's different. So doing the little things. My first year, obviously, I'm always gonna do the little things. Last year, next year, but those were really important because that was my way of getting on the court.
What did you feel was so different? Like, what was the biggest challenge there in terms of like actually sort of like closing the deal?
I mean, like, I don't have the ball in my hands as much, you know? When I first got to the team, like, I mean, in practice, I would have the ball in my hand. We would still work on the stuff, but sometimes I would play. Like, end of the year, I ended offensively. My rookie year, I was the center, basically. So I'm setting a whole bunch of screens. Like, I never had set screens before. I had to, like, roll, you know, like DHO and stuff. But learning how to, like, impact the game when, you know, obviously it's not my day. Or somebody else got it going when somebody else is on ball. So, yeah. I'm
going to preface this question. People ask all the time about like welcome to the NBA moment. I feel like you guys are going to give a lot of people theirs. So I'm curious if you guys had one where you were like,
don't even say yours, bro.
You see, you say yours then, so I could think of a different one.
So, I forget if it was the coaches and Fred. They told me, you know, Fred played with DeRozan. They told me don't jump on his pump fake. And like, I know myself to be a good defender. So I'm like, I'm not gonna jump on his pump fake. And since you tell me, I'm definitely not gonna jump on his pump fake. Literally, he told me and Cam this. Cam's first play on him, pump fake, Cam jump. That's $100 he has to give to Fred. My first play against him, pump fake, I jump. That's $100 I owe Fred. So that was really like my welcome to the league moment. Like, okay, DeRozan's different. Like, in scoring and just like one spot, don't need a lot of space. You know, he's gonna hit the middies. So yeah, he's different with that.
I would say my welcome to the league moment was, I'm gonna just say it, when we were playing Indiana. I don't know what game it was, but first off, let me say this first. I went down the lane, I dunked on Miles Turner, right? So we come back probably a couple plays later, and Halliburton makes me fall and then hits a three, and then he skipped down the court, and that made me, man, what a moment.
The funniest thing, he was number 1 and 2 on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
That day.
But for sure.
number one is him getting crossed. Number 2 is him dunking on Miles Turner. That's so funny.
That's history.
He got to be the first guy ever on like 2 different ends.
That was.
Do you guys practice the standing jump? Like you're so good at it in terms of like, I'm just curious. Like, so I feel like a thing that people have realized over the last, you know, year and a half is just both in a league full of athletic people, you sort of stand out. And so I'm like, is there any part of you that has like, that you feel like this is a thing you're constantly drilling?
Like just, no, not really, not necessarily jumping. Honestly, most of the times I jump is during the games. Like I jump for real. I feel like that you play so many games just like going and like dunking. Well, you rep it out, but not in like a way that's like, oh, I'm just gonna go dunk. Like it's more like in the weight room, you'll lift, do some plyometrics and stuff like that. Just, you know, refining your jump and the way you jump to like be safer. But we don't necessarily, I can't talk for you, but I don't necessarily just like work on standing jump. I did when I was younger though. Like we used to jump all day when I was younger.
Yeah, I don't ever just work on it. Like, I mean, sometimes when I'm with Ben, when I first got to the league, I would just be in the dunker and he would pass me the ball and I gotta jump quick and dunk it. But it was easy for it, you know. So yeah, I don't.
I wanted to ask you both about some of the offseason additions. Both teams had great years last year, and I feel like the future is super bright. I think we'll start in Detroit. The momentum, how you carry this momentum from really what was like year 1 to year 2 is sort of night and day in terms of what you guys have built. And so what you're sort of looking forward to the most with this upcoming year?
Every year I play basketball, I want to win a championship. That's my goal every year. I think it'll be my goal until I don't play anymore. I feel like what's the point if you're not trying to win it all? You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't do it, at least you tried and you could live with that. So I feel like the additions we got this year, I think bring us a step closer. I've seen everybody 3 times this summer already for like a week period, and how we've worked and gotten better. You know, I'm excited, and I think we could compete with anyone.
What do you think makes Cade so special?
It's funny. You asked him how tall he was, I swear he won't say, but I think he's like 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". I don't know. He is so strong. That's what people don't understand. That's what I always, there's this funny, I played ones with him for the first time before last year while I was ramping up my process. And it was ones from the top of the key and you had 5 seconds. And I'll never forget, I was skinnier back then, but he posted me up from the top of the key, from the 3-point line, all the way under the basket, and I fouled him. And then he went and did the same thing. And I'm like, yo, it's like if you stop him getting to the basket, and if you stop him with his face forward, he could just get to something else. His game is he has so many things he could do. So there's not really one way to stop him, and you really have to study him and learn like every way to stop him. I don't think you can. Remember he hit that buzzer beater on you in the third quarter, Houston?
Yeah, he never posted me up like that from the 3-point line to the basket.
There was nobody else on the court as well.
It's okay though, but he never did that to me.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
What about you guys? You guys had a fun summer too.
You know, obviously, the one everybody knows is KD. You know, that's one of the greatest players of all time. And might be the greatest scorer of all time. I mean, in my books, kind of. So just having a player that's that big of a threat, you know, still one of the best players in the league right now. Got other pieces like Dorian Finney-Smith, Clint, just players who know how to win, vets who, you know, KD's won before, twice. Dorian's been on a lot of top teams, Clint too. So just players who we know what we're gonna get out of them every day, and they know how to win. So
we were talking with JB before about KD, just in general, about his ability to just make everything look so effortless. Mm-hmm. And you're in a league full of great players, and his ability to score just feels like second to none. Is that something you've had to see defending, and then now getting to play with him? What's your sort of take on just what he does that's so special?
Defending him, I've had when he like posts you up or when he gets to the midi. The thing that makes it so hard is it's not necessarily that he's gonna get by you or anything. Like when I'm guarding him, I never think he's gonna get by me. But if he pulls up, I can get it. But then he could just get me with the pumping because the way how tall he is, it's not like you're contesting a normal person. First off, he doesn't see your contest. Like you almost have to block him. That's not.
There's no way he sees your contest.
Yeah, you almost have to block him to see your contest. So, in the hopes of blocking him, you know, maybe hit you with a pump fake. Now he gets a shot. He shoots, what does he shoot, like 57%? He shoots some
for his career.
Exactly, ridiculous from there. So it's just, you know what he's gonna do, but it's, you know, can you stop it? So you have to make it more difficult for him, you know, more physical, but, you know, great players have been great for however many years.
It's gonna be fun playing with him because I've had to guard him. That's like my matchup. And you know, I consider myself, if not the best defender in the league, one of the best. So just, you know, we're double teaming. I'm guarding him. Obviously, he's bigger than me, but we're double teaming. And he can pass too. That's the thing. Like, KD can pass. I think every time we play him, he gets like 8+ assists. You know what I mean? So having him on my team, knowing, I mean, if I'm guarding him and we're doubling, so other people got to double too. So just knowing the easy opportunities it's gonna make for the whole team, just having a threat like that, and even for me, like I'm excited. Like when he's talking about it, I'm like thinking, like I'm smiling. Just think about like just getting on the court for the first time with him.
What do you guys think all good defenders have in common?
Not wanting the person in front of them to score. I think like the best defenders, like you take it as an insult, or like if someone scores on, like me personally. If someone, I don't like when someone scores on me like twice in a game, like specifically me. And I honestly think that's what I also have to get better at. You know, like sometimes you gotta follow the system and not take certain things. Like you have to take it personal, but personal as well with the system. So if the system is send them, like you have to do what the system is because it helps everybody. But I think the best defenders, like, they're aggressive, they're competitive, and they don't want the other guy to score on them. They want to win that matchup every single night. I want to win, whoever I'm guarding, I want to win that matchup. every night. I want to be aggressive on guarding them. And then if they have to guard me, because usually they end up having to guard me, I want to go at them as well. So that's usually my goal at the games.
I think he makes a good, like, it sounds obvious, you know, like, you don't want the guy to score on you, but, like, genuinely, like, take it, like, I take it, I know he takes it personal. I take it personal, like if a dude's coming at me, like, multiple times, like, to me, it's like, oh, you don't think I could guard you, because, like, why are you coming at me? Like, but just, I feel like what makes people, like, everybody, like, the best defenders good is also, like, their IQ. Like, we play, I'll give Draymond, like, some credit. Like, we play Draymond, and, you know, he's not super athletic. He obviously got long arms. You know, he's not gonna wow you athletically, but he's talking the whole time. And, like, he'll put himself in a position knowing you're gonna do something and then just bounce back to that position, go get a steal. And I feel like a lot of the best defenders, they can, like, they kind of play offense on defense. You know what I mean?
In the Steph, speaking of the Warriors, when you're guarding Steph, dealing with that particular matchup, knowing how he plays and how he's running you around, is that a thing where it's like, if it's a guy like Steph Curry, you're still taking it personally?
Yeah, everybody. I mean, to me, I'm supposed to be able to keep up with him. I'm supposed to be able to make his life horrible. So, I mean, it's Steph, you know, those are the hard ones. Like, you play the great players. Steph, he's gonna make shots. KD's gonna make shots, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you try to make their life as hard as possible. And you're still taking it personal, but you gotta accept he's gonna hit some wild shots.
I think we'll wrap on this. Last question for both of you guys. Just, you know, we just left Vegas. You're with some of the younger guys. You're now getting into the point where you're turning, you know, more into, I wouldn't say vets, but, like, you're past the point of sort of being the sort of newcomers to the league. What's your biggest lesson you're passing down to the younger generation, to your, you know, rookies this year?
I don't have rookies this year. So.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
You got that. You
actually
don't. Like he said earlier, you know, get better a day at a time. Don't be hard on yourself. I feel like I passed that down this year too. But don't be hard on yourself, because there's so many games, and, you know, what you feel like you weren't capable of doing this game, but you shouldn't feel like you're not capable of doing anything. But if you felt a type of way about this game, we might have a game tomorrow. We might have a game in 2 days. So just go in with forget what happened the night before and get to the next game. So.
Well said. Fellas.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.